on your right-hand side down the riverbank here. The beige structure is the old Union Station powerhouse, designed in the early 30s to provide energy for both Union Station as well as the former main post office. When it opened up, it was being advertised as smokeless. Notice the two very large smokestacks up there on top. It was not smokeless. What they actually had was less smoke. The building did open up with new, refined ways for burning coal with reduced ash putout, but it did not eliminate it. They jumped the gun. Today, it technically is smokeless. It's abandoned. It's also owned by Amtrak that owns this rail yard that completely surround it, which means that Amtrak can do whatever they want with that building. This may include them tearing it down. And if they tear it down, they have already disclosed that they will most likely pave paradise and put up a parking lot. Like there's a Joni Mitchell reference. Or Counting Crows, solid cover. Honestly, it's a good song. It's hard to make it bad. But there's different rumors surrounding the building if they don't tear it down, including condos, smokehouse restaurant, and microbrewery. I'm not quite sure what they're going to do, though. They're no longer taking my calls. Okay, guys. Up above us is Roosevelt Road Bridge, 1200 south marker in our grid system. This is as far south as the Great Chicago Fire actually went. Everything on your tour up until this moment would have been completely destroyed by the Great Chicago Fire. When you turn around at Goose Island, we were just north of our 800 North marker, Chicago Avenue. This fire burned not to the 800 North, but to the 2400 North marker, so Fullerton Avenue. So for those of you who are looking at the map of this, you're a little bit over halfway in length of the Great Chicago Fire. On your left-hand side, tall glass tower down there, outlined in white, looks like Lego stairs near the top. That's NEMA, Raphael Vinoli, 2019, 896 feet tall. NEMA is today the tallest tower in the city of Chicago, known only as a living building. You live in it. It is a residential building. The tallest one is fully rental. Now, John, why on earth do I want to live there? Well, number one, location. Number two, incredible views. And number three, 70,000 square feet of amenities. Yes, it's luxury. They're offering you a beautiful unit and an extension of your lifestyle. Things that you would expect them to have will be in there, but to a much greater, more luxurious caliber. Things like not a swimming pool, but swimming pools. 2 of them. This includes an indoor lap pool and an exterior pool, part of their 10,000 square foot swimming deck. They do also have not a fitness room, but a fitness center. It is a 5,000 square foot with full squash ball court fitness center. They have 24/7 security, which comes with a key fob you attach to your key ring. That fob will automatically unlock doors as you approach the building, and once you're in the lobby, will automatically call an elevator down to the lobby without you having to press a button or even scan your fob. The building has several other things that you do not need but might like to have. Things like valet parking, movie theater, spa, wine tasting room, gift wrapping room, multiple sky lounges, their own sports bar, the fastest Wi-Fi in the city of Chicago, and 24/7 access to cold brew coffee. Yeah, you don't need that. But I said that and 2 of you went, I could live there. And you can, but you do pay for it. In general, Chicago is not considered a very expensive city to live in. To give a touch point for some of you from the coastal cities, me and a friend together live in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and in total, we pay about $2,200 a month. 10-minute walk to Montrose Beach. Incredible location. Studio apartments, though, in NEMA began in 2018 for $2,700 a month, and one of their 3-bedroom units was renting out for $7,300 a month. To give you guys a bit of an idea. What did you say? Thank you. Okay, that's a lot. I had one woman about a month ago. She sat right there. And she leaned, I went through those numbers, she leaned into her husband, she goes, that's actually not too bad. And I, excuse me, ma'am? And she was like, I'm so sorry. No, it's fine, I'm so sorry. You're right, it's a lot of, we're from LA. Different relationships to money here. Chicago, as I mentioned, in general, not terribly expensive. The prices of New York, LA, Seattle, Boston, Miami, and other major cities don't really exist in much plethora in Chicago. They're a lot more affordable. Part of that is the land that we have. Just much more. Take a look ahead of us. Bridges. You guys saw them go up. They still go up. Some of them do still stick up though, permanently. There's one on the north side, and then there's these 2. These are the St. Charles bridges. I mentioned that they still go up. You can see how they're kind of working here. Single fixed pivot point, that means trunnion, and kind of a balancing act. That's bascule. These are bascule trunnion bridges, Chicago style. Basically a big seesaw. It's steel over the river, it's counterbalanced by the concrete on the other end. So well balanced that several of our bridges can go up in a mere 60 seconds or less. And it's being functioned by a single 150 horsepower engine. It's like a 1999 Ford Fiesta functioning these things, guys. It's very, very efficient. And I mentioned they still go up, primarily to allow those sailboats that you guys saw earlier in your tour to go to, then back from the harbor. Left-hand side. Welcome to Ping Tom Memorial Park, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chinatown. Newest to oldest over here. The newest thing at Ping Tom Memorial Park is the light structure. Completed in 2014, that is their indoor pool and indoor gymnasium. In your foreground here, we have a 2011 expansion for the park. This opened up with the wildflower gardens, the red bridge on over the Chicago River, stone stairs over here so you guys can walk down to the river's edge, stare at your reflection in the passing water, and then sing a power ballad. Think about some life choices. Like a theater degree. Ooh. Does not float in the pandemic, guys. Does not float.
Not that plane.
Well, that was too close to home for you guys, huh? You guys can see additional green space over here. A few memorial statues. These are native gardens for the river area. We do also have a boat launch over here to help assist with their kayak rental and paddle boat rentals. They also do advertised classes. I'd imagine that they're relatively quick. It's a paddle boat. They do also have public bathrooms over there, and beneath the bridge a few murals, paying homage to the rich Chinese culture and heritage. And that's the expansion of the park. And they expanded the park in 2011 because it's popular. And it's popular because it's the only thing in Chinatown that you guys can actually call green space. During the mid-century, when the United States became obsessed with cars, they started putting up all those expressways. Chinatown, Chicago became tucked away between two expressways. So access to green space like the lakeshore became difficult or perilous. So what they did is adapt to reuse. What they had was largely unused rail yards. They used it and turned it into this beautiful park space. This is the original Ping Tom Memorial Park off on your left-hand side with the famous pagoda, walkway along the Chicago River, through the trees, landscape gardens, open fields, and in the early 2000s they added a children's play area. You guys can now put a relatively large amount of children in a relatively small amount of space. Contrary to popular belief, I've been told that it's a good thing. It's a very nice, very big park though. You guys take a look again more and more at it. You can see how beautiful this is. It is named in honor of Ping Tom, a businessman and civic leader for the Chinese community of Chicago. He helped advocate for a $100 million grant so they could build a beautiful two-story outdoor mall today called the Chinatown Commons. You guys can go down to the Chinatown Commons, experience some of the best Chinese cuisine in Chicago, and also do some shopping. They have several specialty stores. I go down to the Chinatown Commons about 3 times a year for Korean skincare beauty products. I don't know what snail essence is, but look at me. I'm in my 60s, guys. It is good though. You use it too? Yeah, I have a face washer now. I love it. Up next on your right-hand side, an unusual bridge. That is a vertical lift bridge. Complex system of pulleys and counterweights in either tower keeps that centerpiece horizontal, and that's what's used to counterweight it as it gets lifted directly up into the air. It was controlled on-site via the house in the center. It is now controlled remotely via remote control. The remote control is owned by Amtrak. They store it about a mile up this train line in a 6-story control tower. All Amtrak really needs to do is press a few buttons, maybe flip a switch, and that bridge will move. It is commonly used by Amtrak and Metro. However, every once in a while, a freight train has been seen crossing over it, by yours truly included. This arcs back to its days as the original Pennsylvania Railroad Bridge. It used to be one of 2 vertical lift bridges in our city. Today it is the only one. Its fragment was torn down, but this one gained landmark status in 2007, so she's good to go. By which I mean going nowhere. She's staying right there. I love that bit too. I don't use it all the time. Alrighty, folks. Are we doing good? Yeah. Do you like me? Thank God. It won't be a sad, long journal entry today. Alrighty, folks. I like the double P sign over there. Alrighty, folks. I do want to point out that I have been talking a lot. It's been about 45, maybe 50 minutes. So I do want to kind of open up the floor here. See if anybody out there has a question.